What's the first move you do? So what if it's, I think it needs to start with. X.
It's knocked on the door.
Cool. Let's see what happens. Start here now. Sorry about that. On the hefty side.
Wait, I'll bring it
For this show, where should I sit? 'Cause I'm gonna be manning the music.
I'm gonna open the grinders.
Is that fine with you?
This is fine with me.
I'll be back here. I'll be like here,
This is pissing off. I think it's the speaker. It cuts off the first like split second of every song.
I've noticed
Like
that.
it's fine, but it's annoying.
Okay.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, shit.
I didn't notice
You're good. Okay. You guys.
Let me get a little notepad.
Dress run.
Convalescence.
You guys both say it from over there. Just like
Charlie.
you guys just say it out loud.
24.
Everyone's talking to you, just say it.
Hard working. Sensible. Sensitive.
Finn.
All right.
Mask presenting. Persistent.
We'll probably let someone introduce that, or I don't know. Nah.
That's good.
We'll just start it, right?
Okay.
Setting.
Start it, and make sure it's just
Player.
loud, so it just kind of
Office.
starts.
Yeah.
Modern day.
So the thing that starts it will just be the start of the music. They're not going to introduce their characters or anything.
Do you want them to? I don't think they need to.
No, I don't care.
I think we learn everything we
Yes,
need to.
I totally agree. I just wanted to make sure.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Is that it?
That's as loud as it goes. The beginning is quieter though.
Charlie and I have
This
been.
is just.
Well, I'm Finn.
I'm Charlie.
We've been dating almost a year now.
Well,
And it's good. It's great.
I love him.
I love her.
Lately, there's just been.
I guess there's always kind of been.
Maybe not always.
Yeah, no, not always, but what I mean is some of the things that happened were bound to happen, I guess. Like I've struggled on and off with depression my whole life.
Which you never really talked about.
When we first got together. I tried to put forward a more idealized version of myself.
And I realized that I should have done more to help once it became clear that something was really wrong.
And I should have been more open about how I was feeling, maybe then I would have gotten through it, and none of this would have ever.
I just can't stop thinking about it.
Well, you were right, though. It wasn't always like this. Like when we first met.
Yeah.
It was just over a year ago.
Sorry.
Go back. I was working at this restaurant. I've always wanted to be a chef, and I used to go here all the time as a kid, so it was awesome to get hired. But my boss mainly had me doing deliveries. It was a lucky day when I got to help the cooks, but I kept at it. I ride my bike 6 miles from my aunt's apartment on 28th Street every morning, then deliver orders all over the city, trying to save up enough money to move out. I swore I would open the door, and then one day I got an order from a part of town that I'd never been to before. This quaint little apartment complex, tucked away on 34th. 1 Greek gyro, extra lamb, no red onion, add pickle, jalapeno, and crinkle cut fries, double white sauce with a bag of chips and a large pineapple lemonade. Charlotte Murphy was who it was for. I dropped my bike, walked up the steps, and knocked on the door.
I was living alone in a nice little homey apartment on 34th, spending every moment of every day studying, writing essays, taking online classes toward my degree in education. When I wasn't working on college stuff, I was working from home for this media marketing company nobody's ever heard of. Day in, day out, I barely left my room, let alone my house. I never planned on being a recluse. It's not that I didn't want to go outside or anything, but every time I looked at the door, there was always another class, another chore. I never even had time to go grocery shopping, let alone cook. My favorite spot at 28th and 5th, they had these heroes you couldn't resist. I ordered out every now and again when I was too busy to burden a journey to the store. Then an hour later, there'd be a knock at the door.
The first few times it was super casual. I'd knock. Charlotte Murphy,
That's me.
here you go.
Thank you.
But then I started taking on more and more shifts, still saving up as best I could, and I was practically always on delivery duty. So if Charlotte ordered her signature meal, I was the one who brought it to her.
I was practically living off Greek heroes for a while that summer. Partly for convenience, but also because the boy who always delivered them was nice. Very polite. Polite smile, polite eyes, polite biceps.
One night, my boss had me stay late writing up some menu changes, and we can't get rid of the Greek gyro. It's a hit. Who cares if it was only meant to be a special for the summer? Everyone loves it. Oh, well, Charlotte Murphy loves it. Okay, you're the boss. I'd hoped she'd find something else she liked on the menu, but I didn't see another order for her for that week. Eventually, and I know this sounds stupid, but I rode my bike to her apartment and knocked on the door.
I was in a haze studying as per usual, and I didn't have my heroes to lean on anymore, which was a Greek tragedy. My second class of the day had just ended, and I was getting ready to study for a test that night. There was a knock at the door.
Hey, it's me.
It's you.
I just wanted to stop by and say, the restaurant took Greek gyro off the menu.
I noticed. It's a tragedy.
I agree. You'll be happy to know I protested the decision. This might be dumb, but I've worked in the kitchen a few times, and I know how to make it. So, if you were ever craving it, I could make it for you.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Great. Good. I'm Finn, by the way.
Nice to formally meet you, Finn. I'm Charlotte.
Oh, I know.
Right. Hey, Finn.
Oh, well, you could call the restaurant and ask for me. Or, I guess I could give you my number.
Seems more convenient.
Yeah. More convenient, I agree.
He closes the door, and another one opens. I called him a few days later, and not just because I wanted to see him, although I did, but a euro sounded really good. I cleaned my whole apartment, top to bottom. I did laundry, swept, bought a vacuum because mine was broken. I did dishes, wiped down every counter till I could practically see my face in it. I haven't cleaned my place in a really long time. And I know it's silly to get my shit together for someone else's sake, but it still felt good to do.
I raided the kitchen at Terry's, gathered up all the stuff I needed, and loaded it up onto my bike, just like the old days. I bought a new cologne and tried to dress nice, so she could finally see me outside my work outfit. It felt weird, riding up to her place. My heart was beating out of my chest, and I thought I was gonna faint, but when I opened the door,
I showed him around. He was gentle and sweet. He said he loved my place.
I realized it might be, well, it's not like she really knew me, and I was in her house, so I just let her show me around. I loved her place.
I lit a candle that made the kitchen smell like an apple orchard, and he started cooking, and it smelled so good. He asked me if I wanted to help, and I said, sure, and we cooked together.
I learned that she's a really good cook too, so I asked her why she was always ordering out.
I told him about my situation, online classes and almost every day of the week from morning till evening, and then work so I could survive in New York City. I told him how I never really got to leave home, and I remember he said,
Well, it's gonna be hard. That's gonna make our next date really difficult. I was gonna take you to Central Park.
and I mean, of course I knew it was a date, but hearing him say the word,
Saying the word felt nice. This was our first date.
and afterward, I really hoped I'd find time for a second. Date later. One date later, we walked through Central Park.
Do you want to restart the song?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're
Get up.
So, in Leon, your stand was in the last. You knew that? It doesn't go there after the song. After the song, it goes down there.
Stays on here?
Yeah, but like on the angle.
Oh.
Yeah, that's spot. The same as Sean. So let's go from right before the song.
Yeah.
And you were right, Shauna. You only get one measure and then you come in. The first time you came in, you were right.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of bolt off the couch.
And then that's we get up.
They come right to each other.
We're supposed
In
to
the
look at each
center.
other.
No, just center spacing out.
Okay.
Okay. I have written look, eye contact, get close, and then turn the page together.
Yes, so you go to your stands and you look at each other as you're coming in.
Okay.
It's a simple little thing, but it makes it work. Once you get to your stand, look at each other and move in. And then you should, if you're there, you should be there just in time for Shauna to start singing as soon as you
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
One week later, we walked through Central Park. He puts his arm around my shoulder and we stay till after dark. 2 days later, it's my favorite coffee shop. And once we start talking, we don't know how to stop. And
later and we're off to see a show. I never cared for theater, but she convinces me to go. And 4 dates later, I take her to my place. She meets my aunt and sees my plants, and she can't wipe the smile off her face. And this feels so real. I can't believe it's only this. This feels so real. Before I know it, we're on 5, 6, 7 dates. When I leave her, I can't wait to see her again. It's only a matter of when. Things were going great with Charlie. So I was already in a really good mood when I got a call from my boss. One of the chefs had quit a few weeks back, and my boss hired a new delivery driver that morning. So he asked me if I would be open to taking on some additional responsibilities with a hefty pay raise.
I was almost done with that semester of college, and I was really excited for winter break. I love Christmas, and I was so pumped to see my mom up in Maine. But also being on break meant more time with Finn. So I was already in a really good mood when he burst through my door and said,
Quit your job.
"What? What do you mean?"
I mean, quit your job, or at least tell them to give you less hours. You work too hard, you need a break. So for your sake, quit your job.
Finn, why on earth would I?
Let us say you would have everything you wanted, and I have a say if you'll let me help you, let me hold you, and I will come through. I will keep you safe.
What are you saying?
They want me to be a chef. It comes with a huge pay raise. Charlie, if you'll let me, I want to help you.
With money? Finn, I can't ask you.
You're not asking me, I'm offering. I see how exhausted you are, how much you need a break. It's only a big deal if you make it. Let me help you. Charlie?
Move in with me.
What? Charlie, come on.
Move in with me. Or at least let's try it out for a couple weeks. Why get your own place when there's space in mine?
But Charlie,
We could split rent.
I mean, it'd be a big adjustment. I sometimes spiral with a big environment change, but
I'll be here for you.
I would love to.
So would I. So let's do it.
Is this crazy? We've only been dating a few months. I mean, is this crazy?
It's only a big deal if you make it one.
Take some time off,
Pack up some clothes.
go outside and roam, and I'll be here for you. I love you, Charlie.
I love you, Finn.
Can we go back and do that whole number again? So you guys are looking at each other, and you guys just need to clean that angle up. It's just it looks just a little too like you don't know what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
With that angle, you just got to really commit to it. Shauna, you turn out on move in with
Turn.
that.
Yeah,
So
okay.
again, you turn out on that line.
Yeah.
You guys turn in towards each other on the I love yous.
So once we grab the music stands, we're looking at each other that whole time until turning forward for moving with me.
I don't recall.
I think that's what it is.
Sorry, I'm disrupting your.
No, I just want to make sure.
You're good, you're good. Don't worry about the return.
Grab the music stand.
You know, fuck it. Just be looking forward the whole number until I love you.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
I would like to do it for you. From the line before the quit your job number.
I was almost done with that semester of college, and I was really excited for winter break. I love Christmas, and I was pumped to see my mom up in Maine, but also being on break meant more time with Finn. So I was in a really good mood when he burst through my door and said,
Quit your job.
"What? What do you mean?"
I mean, quit your job. Don't look at my lease. To give you less hours. You work too hard. You need a break. So for your sake, quit your job.
But Finn, why on earth would I?
I had to say you'd have everything you wanted. And I have a say if you'll let me help you. Let me hold you. And I will come through. I will keep you safe.
What are you saying?
They want me to be a chef. It comes with a huge pay raise. Charlie, if you'll let me, I want to help you.
With money, Finn, I can't ask you to.
You're not asking me to, I'm offering. I see how exhausted you are, how much you need a break. It's only a big deal if you take it one. Let me help you.
Move in with me.
What? Charlie, come on.
Move in with me. Or at least let's try it out for a couple weeks. Why get your own place when there's space in mine?
But Charlie,
We could split rent.
I mean, it'd be a big adjustment. I sometimes spiral a bit with the environment change, but
I'll be here for you.
I would love to, but I just...
So would I. So let's do it.
Is this crazy? I mean, we've only been dating a few weeks, months. I mean, is this crazy?
It's only a big deal if you make it one.
Take some time off, go outside and roll, and I'll be here for you. I love you, Charlie.
I love you, Finn. He started moving his stuff into my place over the next few weeks.
I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe we were doing this.
I told my boss my availability had changed. They moved me to part-time. I only worked a couple days a week after that.
I hugged my aunt and told her I'd come visit. Then I was off to Charlie's for good.
Christmas came and went. He made me this book of recipes for us to cook together and took me ice skating in school.
She'd kept all the receipts from each time I delivered food to her, and she used them to make this paper mache heart. She said it was cheesy, but I thought it was so sweet. And she gave me a key to her apartment.
Our apartment. Things were going so well. I thought things were going so well.
Things were going well. And the rush of moving in and the holidays kept me busy. But when things started to settle down,
After winter break, when I was back in school and studying around the clock,
I knew she was busy. That's why I told her to quit her job.
it was rough though. We didn't have a lot of time to spend with each other.
I'd get home from work every day, and she would be in class, so I'd read a book or start planning dinner.
I told him he should go
She
out.
told me I could go out.
He didn't like being cooped up
I
inside.
didn't really like being cooped up inside. I never had. And I did go out. I mean, but it just felt sad without her. I didn't have a lot of friends at the time, which wasn't her fault or anything, but it meant she was my best friend, and I wanted to be hanging out with her.
I hung out with him when I could. I mean, I loved him. I loved being with him. But I didn't realize how bad it was getting.
Months went by like that. By early March, I wasn't in a great place. I was lonely. I was tired all the time. I wasn't taking the necessary steps to get better. I struggled with depression my whole life, and I had recently switched my medication. I think maybe that was part of it.
I was just so focused on finishing out the semester. I mean, after this, I was done with college. I was going to graduate with my degree. But I had to pour all of my energy into it. And in doing so, I didn't have any left for Finn.
I started missing work. I was sleeping until noon or later. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I had spirals before, but never this bad.
I didn't know how to help him.
I didn't know how to feel normal again. After a while, I didn't remember what it felt like. I wake up, then slip away. I'll ignite my fire another day. I guess that I'm just caught up in the way it never seems to end. 'Cause weeks go by and I insist I'll find a reason to exist. I'll take up this or that, and then this weight will go like it's never been. Oh, find me, take me to the edge, and then remind me of all the things I've never been. Rewind me, take me back and back to way behind me. All the things I never lived. Oh, why? Oh, why? Is blinding yourself easier than finding yourself? I swear that I will stop the days from bleeding by. I'm probably overthinking things. Let's just see what tomorrow brings.
Finn? Finn, what is this? What are you doing?
I didn't know what to say to her.
Are you leaving?
How could I explain it to her?
What happened? Can we talk about this, please?
It wasn't her. It wasn't, but I couldn't be in that house any longer. I didn't know what was wrong with me, so I just started packing up my stuff while she was visiting her mom. I didn't think I was really gonna leave, but once I started, I couldn't stop, and
That
then...
is not how you do that.
What do you...
You don't just fucking leave. You say something, anything to me. Why didn't you try talking to me first?
I wasn't in the right headspace. I wasn't thinking. I felt like I was losing my mind.
How do you think I felt, Finn? Watching you fall into yourself more and more every day, not knowing how to help you. How do you think I felt when I came home to find you standing in the living room with your bags packed, ready to walk out the door?
I know it hurt, but it hurt me too. It still does. Thinking about the look on your face when you saw me. I mean, you didn't understand. You couldn't understand why I was leaving. I didn't even understand why.
Yeah. You broke my heart, Finn.
I've had my heart broken, Charlie. I know how it feels. But breaking someone's heart, the person you love more than anything, I'll never forgive myself for that. I went back to my aunt's. I cried. I thought leaving would make me feel better. I don't know why, but it didn't. In a second, I had lost the best thing in my life. I just wanted to remember what it felt like to be happy.
I didn't handle things well. The next few days were rough. I didn't understand why he left. I mean, it completely blindsided me. I couldn't focus in class. I could barely eat anything. I would go to sleep when I wasn't tired just so I didn't have to think about him. And so that I could wake up later and have that split-second moment where I didn't remember what had happened. I started drinking. A little at first because I never even liked alcohol really. But I guess I kind of felt better when I was drunk. So I got drunk a lot. 2 weeks after Finn left, I was an absolute mess. I barricaded myself inside for years so I had no one to lean on. I was alone. But one night I was absolutely trashed. I was looking at the door of my apartment and it's like it was tempting me and I thought, I can walk out that door. Watch me. So I did. I left my apartment and got an Uber across town to this nightclub one of my friends and I used to go to. I walked in and the music was so loud I could feel it in my chest. I was already drunk so I thought I was going to puke or pass out. Everyone was dancing, jumping up and down or rubbing up on one another. I could barely take a step without bumping into somebody and pretty quickly I decided this was a terrible idea. I didn't want to dance, I didn't even want to be here. So I pushed my way through the crowd and sat down at the bar. I ordered a drink which I didn't need and scrolled through my phone on Instagram. I was about to leave when this guy walked crossed out of my room and I collapsed back against my pillow. I'm not awake more than a few minutes. My clock says 4:27 when I wake up. I remember the exact time, and I remember being so confused. When I was younger, I used to have sleep paralysis all the time. I had night terrors and I had to see specialists. And it used to feel like somebody was lying on top of me. There was a weight on my chest and it made it feel almost impossible to breathe, and I couldn't move my hands. It would last forever sometimes. Anyway, it had been years since I had an episode. When I woke up at 4:27, it felt so familiar. I was barely awake, hardly conscious, but I felt that weight on top of me. It was so dark, I couldn't see anything, not at first. But as my eyes adjusted to the room, I felt he was on top of me. I don't know how long he'd been there, and I screamed. He jumped off of me and almost fell backwards. He looked more scared than I was. He ran out of my apartment and I watched myself out of bed. I sprinted out of my bedroom through the living room and I slammed the front door shut and locked it. I stood in my kitchen just shaking. I felt so. And I don't know the extent of what he did. That's what's so fucked. I'll never know exactly what he did to me. It's so fucking stupid, but I have been wondering if maybe he was half asleep too. Maybe he was sleepwalking. Because he was so nice. So gentle. Why would he? And I'm drunk. But in this moment, it's like I've never touched a drug.
I woke up at 5 in the morning to a call from Charlie. I wanted to call her all week, but I didn't think she wanted to hear from me. So when I saw her name on my phone, I thought I was dreaming at first. Charlie? Charlie? She could barely speak, but I don't even remember biking to her place. I was in my pajamas. I woke up my aunt running down the stairs, and I almost got hit by a car on the way. I remember that. I threw my bike to the side, ran up the stairs to her apartment, and I guess we just...
I think we're struggling with how to put things behind us, I guess.
I'm having trouble focusing on the good aspects of...
Because there are good things. I mean, it was really, really good.
And I don't want to blame.
But it's hard for me to blame sometimes. Even though I know that's not fair.
I just don't think it's fair, some of the things that she...
And I can't get the image of him leaving out of my head. Because if he did it once, I mean, what's stopping him from doing it again?
And I try to tell her that it'll never happen again, because it won't.
How can I believe that?
That morning, after everything, I made her breakfast. I brought it to her in bed. She was lying there. Her eyes were wide open. I didn't think she would ever sleep again. I set the plate on her bedside table and sat beside her. I waited my fingers through her hair and rubbed it back. Weeks went by. I stayed with her. I didn't know what exactly was going to happen with us. I mean, but that's not what I was worried about. I just wanted her to be okay. Things felt normal eventually. And pretty soon it was summer again. Our season. I was washing dishes in the kitchen and she walked in. I said good morning to her. She didn't look upset or anything, but she had this look on her face. I asked her if she was okay, and are you okay, Charlie? Charles?
Wouldn't have happened to me if you hadn't left.
What? What wouldn't happen?
Every time I look at you, I think about that night. I can't separate you from it. I just don't know how I can keep going when every time I look at him, all I can think about is...
I don't understand how you could say something like that to someone. How could I ever get those words out of my head? I don't know what to do to make things better. I just want to find a way because I love you more than anything. I want to be with you forever. I wish I knew what to do when I see you crying in bed next to me. I want to comfort you, but I know I am the reason you're...
Good. Let's do quick notes. I'll start and then write.